My name is Mark Anthony DuBose Jr. I was born July 4th, 1986, and I want to say thank you very much for tuning in. Today I want to talk about something that has been on my mind. I like these questions that my pastor man always puts out there to get people to start to think and start to question and start to wonder. And one thing I want to talk about today is truth and facts. Are facts true? Is the truth factual? Are they the same? Do they work together? Or are they completely different things? The more I was thinking about this, and even just hearing his explanation of what he had to put on it, it makes perfect sense. I can't bring you, teach you, show you, give you the truth. You got to find that on your own. Facts, I give you facts. Right now, it's like 98 degrees outside. That's just the temperature. It's pretty sunny. There's no clouds. Right now, there's a dog eating back there. He eating his chicken for the day. Give it to him a little earlier because I'm just sick and tired of this specific rooster. And it is what it is. It's how my dogs eat. And he's just a nuisance for no reason, unfortunately. So the truth is, that rooster, I just killed it. Actually, Kahi's the one that killed it. And he's eating it right now. I mean, the facts. The truth is, the truth. I can't really explain it. I can't just put it in words. You have to find it. You got to search it. You got to seek it. You got to dig deep in your own self to try to figure out how to be able to get the truth on these lands. Because that's the thing I believe that most of us are. That's why we're failing as a human, and is in the sense of us being able to get more peaceful and get more united. We're more divided because we're thinking that the facts are the truth. We're thinking that we should be living our lives based on the facts. But the facts are just something that a collective group put together and can say is 99% of us agree, or not even nowadays, my goodness, 60% of us agree, and that's now a fact. But the truth is absolute. The truth is the one and only thing that just never changes. Facts, unfortunately, they change. It's 98. You talk to me in 15 minutes from now and it's 105. That just changed. So my fact that I gave you of what's going on right now again later on is going to be something different. But the truth is always going to be the same no matter what's going on around, no matter what's happening, no matter what you feel, what someone else feels, what anything. The truth is always just the truth. And that's the thing that I believe is challenging for us to figure out how to be able to understand. Is not the word I was going to put there. I was going to say understand. I had a different word, but I lost it. It's something that is challenging to us because when we hear something that is the truth, most cases, unfortunately, it makes us want to run away from, deny it. It's no, that can't be. That's not the way. That's not the way. That's not the only way. That's not the only way. That's not the only option. I have other options. I could do multiple different things here to be able to get the same thing. But at the end of the day, the truth is, this is just what it is. And if that's just what it is, then it should be universal. Basically, the way I want to put it is universal law, that it works for everything and everybody in every circumstance and everything, regardless. And if you have to fight and push yourself through to figure out how to be able to get comfortable and get cool with doing what it is that is the truth, then that's just what you have to do to get the truth. But I've just come to realize that the people that, it's going to sound messed up, the people that think they have the truth usually don't have it. They want to have it. They want to believe it. They want to try to push it and force it on everybody. They want to discredit and downplay and talk about everybody. But if you knew the truth, you wouldn't talk about what anybody else is doing. You would just keep doing what you're doing. If you knew the truth, if you know the facts, you're going to go out there all day long, make video after video after video after video, talking to every single person. You're going to be on the street corners, confessing the name of Jesus. You're going to be going and going and going if you know the facts. But if you know the truth, you have no reasons to worry about what anybody else is even saying. Because the truth isn't something that in reality you can even be able to say to somebody. The truth is when someone's going to find it. When they're needing it, they're going to find it. When they're in that situation, I don't know what else to do. I don't know where to go. I'm not getting anywhere. The truth is going to find you, and you're going to stumble into it. You're just going to, it's going to pop up. It's going to be there, and you're not going to be able to get away from it because it's going to consume. This is the coolest thing. It's going to consume your entire world, your entire life. It's just going to take over everything. All your thoughts are going to go towards, yeah, I need to go and do that. I need to get into that. I need to start to do that. But then the weird thing that happens is, if the truth is the truth, and you're getting the information, and you're having doubts, what is the doubts here now? Is doubts really a thing of truth? Because if it was truthful, and you're going into it, and you're starting to doubt, what's going on with that? That's a very, very interesting thing that I know I can't talk to many people in reality straight up because I like to talk about I guess I could say it as serious stuff. I don't like to talk about what the weather is and what that girl looks like and what kind of car you're driving and what kind of mods did you put on it and what house you got. It's meaningless talk to me. Absolutely meaningless. I don't care about physical possessions and physical things and none of that on this planet. So when I get to talking, I get to asking some questions, and it just gets, most people that I speak to just like stumble. They just stop. They're like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know why I'm doing that. I don't know what's going on here. But if the truth was the truth, you wouldn't have any doubts. You would just be in it and everything would be good. But if you're living by facts, yeah, you're going to doubt every fact because there's always a change. It's always changing. This is the thing with me and why I'm always like, pretty much always for the remainder of my life, going to get pushed back to like science and scientific consensus and scientific projects and scientific surveys because it's always changing. They say today, this is what it is. And then all of a sudden, 15 years from now, they're like, oh, wait. Now this is what it is. It's always changing. And when it's always changing, I'm not going to stop and go on board with that 100% and just say like, that is what it is. Because I just noticed this. When I see facts, I'm always doubting it. When I see truth, I don't have no doubts. I move straight into it because I could see the thing I want to stay here is I could see the success. And what is success? That's something that I believe is another thing that can be put in each to us is different. Success to each of us is different. But the truth is, I'm going to say is straight up the way that I just look at the world. The truth is the same. Everyone is under the guidelines of what the truth is of living on these lands. Do we all know it all? No. Oreo, all done. Do we all know it all? No. Do we all strive to know it all? I don't think so. I think most people don't want to know the truth. Because the more truth that you really start to understand, the more that you realize most everything on this planet is meaningless. These things that we're striving so harshly for, that we're trying so hard for, are absolutely meaningless. I got to get a bigger house. I got to get a bigger car. I got to have a better of this. I got to have a more of this. I got to get more of these and more of that and go over here and do this and do this and do this and do this. It's all absolutely meaningless the more that you understand the truth. Because all that is Oreo, I said done. Now get down. I said no. The truth is always going to, in my mind, my opinion, is always going to separate you from those that are actually just wanting to live in the lie. Because the lie is more comfortable. It's more relaxed. It's more chill. It's more fun. Is a word that I can use. May not be the right word to use, but it's just the easiest word for us to be able to understand. It's more fun. It's more fighting and battling. It's more gossiping and slandering. It's more just talking about each other and bad about each other. That's what most people want to live. But when you're living in the truth, you're just going to go on the lane and just stay at it and not worrying about what this person does. I don't need to try to debate this person because they're wrong when you know the truth. Because there's nothing to debate with your truth. You're not having to go out there and make 1,000 videos on how they're all wrong and how you're right if you had the truth. Because the truth would set you completely far apart, that no one would have to see you talk about somebody over the truth. You would just be living the truth. And then someone would want to get close to that and want to figure out how to be able to understand that. That's the thing that I don't think that most people really understand when they think that I know the truth. If you know the truth, I don't care what you say about anybody else. It's not gonna make them now want to listen to you. It's not gonna make them now want to say like, oh yeah, I can see what you're saying. Yeah, they are not right and you are right. You're not living the truth if that's the way that you're looking at this world. You're not living the truth. You're living under the facts. The fact is, everyone can do whatever it is that they want to do. And my truth is, I don't get to do anything that I want to do. I'm doing something that something is guiding me and pushing me and forcing me to be able to do. I'm not living my own life. I don't have a life. It's not me. I'm not me. I'm just a body. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm not a trainer. I'm not a farmer. I'm not a nothing. I'm just a person that's just here. That's just alive. That's just cruising along. And it's just stuff is happening and I'm just going into it. I'm not trying to figure it out. I'm not making decisions about it. I'm just going. When that thought comes of, hey, let's do that. I just go ahead and I'm like, let's go ahead and let's pursue that. That's how I know where I'm seeing that the truth really starts to pull me in because I'm no longer relying on myself. I'm not relying on my skills. My skill level is like nothing compared to the absolute of what this universe is all about. My skill level is just nothing on nothing on nothing. And somehow I'm able to do things that I've never trained for, worked for, studied for, did anything for, no preparation for, and able to get it done. That's when you're headed into the truth. We need to keep on honing and working and doing and digging and going. You're not living that truth because the truth is going to give you everything that you need, everything inside of you. And there's people out here that think, I got the truth. I got it all. But yet they're still out here trying to talk about this person. They're still out here trying to talk about that person. They're still out here trying to show off what it is that they have and what it is that they're doing. They're still out here doing all that. If you had the truth, You wouldn't need to do any of that. You would just be able to speak and someone would like, I hear what you're saying. I want to get on board with that. I want to do that. And let's move forward now. And you would be able to say that same thing over and over again without having to talk bad about anybody else. Because the truth, there's no gossiping. There's no slandering. There's no jealousy. There's no envy and being envy. There's no strife. There's no none of this in the truth. And that's why I see that most people don't have the truth. And I'm going to say the same with my own self. I'm not out here, but I just don't really care to make videos about people. It's meaningless. It's absolutely meaningless to try to be like, oh, they're wrong. Look at me. I'm right. That's absolutely meaningless. That's meaningless. Oh, they did this and I don't do that. So I'm right and they're wrong. No, you're wrong. You're wrong for even wanting to entertain and engage and even watch that because you want to get into the fight. You want to stay in the chaos. You want to stay in the strife. You want to keep you having these battles and this stuff going on. You like it. And if you like that, you're now seeking the truth, period. You're looking for the stuff to just keep you satisfied with. The words I'll use here is your flesh. You want to keep yourself just happy. You want to keep yourself in the lie because the truth is painful. It's going to make you, in reality, straight up, kind of in reality, be alone. It's going to separate everything from you. It's the thing that, a lot of people talk about Jesus like he's just this God. And like he's just this thing that's just going to come and make everything perfect in your life. But in reality, if you really look at that book and really listen to the words of what Jesus had to say, he didn't say, I'm coming back to make sure that we're all going to be in harmony. No, he said, I'm coming back to divide. I'm coming back with a double-edged sword to divide. Mothers from children, fathers from daughters, daughters from brothers. He's coming to divide, to destroy everything. So you like to live in a lie straight up because you like living in that fake, I love my family is good. I love my dog is good. I love all these, I love these, I care for these, but it's straight up, if you're looking for the truth of, say, what Jesus is speaking of, you got to let all that go. All that is absolutely meaningless to you in your life when you start to really seek what the truth is. But if you don't want it, you're going to keep fighting. You're going to keep looking for the fight. You're going to keep begging for the fight. You're going to keep being sad and lonely and insecure when you don't have the fight. That's what's fascinating about social media today. That's just exposed to so much of this because the stuff on, especially just say this YouTube, I'm not really on anything else. I didn't really, you're so cute, Johnny. I never paid attention to much stuff other than dog stuff and chicken stuff on Instagram. But I just noticed that when I go watch other people's videos about this stuff, that the things that just really, that people want to see is the chaos, the fights. Oh, look at this rapper is fighting with this rapper. This artist is fighting with this artist. This president did this to this president. It's like the fight is all that people want to watch and see. You just want to consume yourself into that. And that fight, being in that fight means that you're not separating yourself from it, which means you're not dividing yourself away from what you need to divide yourself away from, which means you still want to be a part of it, which means you're not living the truth. You got to take yourself and put yourself away from it. Get away from it. Step away. Don't even put yourself in it. Don't even attempt to allow someone to even want to get themselves to get close to you to be able to come and take something from you. And something from you is not your material stuff, but your mind, your sanity, your peace. People allow people to come in and take their peace because you give them that right. Sorry, had a malfunction there. I was talking about the concepts of you giving people the right to be able to just come into your life and just do whatever they want to do. And you not having the, I want to use that word, the power behind you, the independence behind you to be able to get yourself to get away from it. It's just what I've just noticed on this world, that I can't teach you the truth. You got to go find it. And when someone is out there trying to teach you the truth, they're still looking for it themselves. They still don't quite know. Because when you know, and you just live what you know. You don't need to try to talk about anybody else. You don't need to try to build an army to be able to get someone on your side. When you know the truth, you have the truth. You don't have to try to make people pick sides. You don't have to talk about how people are this person believes in this person, nothing at all should and shouldn't and should never affect you. It should never make you have to, I got to get up and say something about this now when you know the truth. That's why when anyone can say anything about me, I'm not going to speak a single thing to them about what it is that's going on, because I'm getting closer to finding the truth of realizing that every single person on this planet in reality, so far in my life, has been trying to get me to get away from that. They've been trying to get me to get further and further away from getting into what I want to say is a better, more peaceful place. As soon as you hang up on that person that keeps calling you and they're always gossiping, excuse me, the moment that they want to try to call 15 other people to have them call you, The moment that you say, I'm not going to entertain this, I'm not going to go into this, is the moment that they just start making video after video after video about you. The moment that you sit there and say that I'm just getting, I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that because that's meaningless to my life because it's not the truth. The harder they try to put themselves to get closer and closer to you. The more that they don't just like hide around anymore. They just directly try to say stuff to you. They directly try to say stuff about you. Then the most wildest ones is the people that when you really are getting further, man, I have such unbelievable amount of, man, I could tell story after story after story about this. When you are separating yourself and finding the truth that you're looking for, in my mind, my opinion, what I'm looking for in truth is a peace. I'm not jealous. I'm not nervous. I'm not anxious. I'm not depressed. I'm not sad. I'm not suicidal. I'm not nothing. I'm not envious. I'm not anything. I'm just able to be, the word I want to use here is exceptionally indifferent to the world. I see that there's something crazy going on over there that's got nothing to do with me. I'm over here doing what it is that I'm doing. Even if you do try to come and bring it to me, it's just going to bounce off. Like, I just don't care. But the most dangerous people out there are the ones that when they realize that they can't get to you, they can't disrupt your peace, they have to start to now lie about you. They have to start to now put stories on your name to try to get you to like almost in a way of like stand up and say, that's not who I am. That's not what I'm about. That's not what I do. And they have to keep pushing that to get you to keep on reacting, to get you to keep responding, to keep you to keep in this, the word I want to use here is the easiest one of stay in the fight. They want you to stay in the fight. They don't want you to leave. Because if someone was actually there to help you, they would say something about you to say, hey, I see that person's doing pretty good. And I'm kind of not too interested in what he does because he does stuff that I don't care for, but I'm happy for him. No, they don't do that. They come in and they say, I don't know what it is, but let's just make it simple numbers. I don't know why I like numbers, but this is going to be a simplest, most simplified example here. I'm a person that says 2 + 2 is 4, and I believe that. And I know that, that is what it is. And I've been making video after video after video about how 2 + 2 = 4. And then you're going to have those people come out there and say, oh, he didn't say it was 4. He said it was 3. Look how stupid he is. 2 + 2 isn't 4. It is 4. But he's out there saying that it's 3. Having no proof, having no nothing, but just saying that to just make sure that person has to come back to them and say, hey, that's not what I said. That's not what I'm doing. They want you to stay in the fight. And if that's what you do, you're not living, you're far from the truth. Like far from it, very far from knowing anything of truth, because you want to slander people. You want to put stories on people. You want to try to do this to incite more chaos, more drama for your own personal gain, your own personal likes, your own personal wants, your own personal desires. That's evil. That's evil. And evil loves to just keep finding and keep pushing its way in to try to make sure that no one is allowed to find any sort of truth on this planet. No one is allowed to find any sort of peace. No one is allowed to get anything, anywhere, do anything. That you all just have to just sit and shut up and be a body and just follow along and do what I do because I know it's best. Daddy knows what's best, so you better do what Daddy does. And not realizing that Daddy's actually setting you up to be in an absolute disaster. He's just absolutely destroying you. He's just taking everything from you to make you be what they are, what they actually really aren't, but it's be what they want to be. And they want to see themselves in you. And then when they finally see themselves in you, what do you think they do next? They get rid of you. They talk down to you. They push you away. They start to just gossip even more about you. They start to slander you even more. They just go further. They just can't stop it. They can't stop it. So when someone comes in and someone gets close to them and they're like, oh, I appreciate you. We're working together. You're on my team. You're on my side. And they're always have to push them away. They always have to. That's the model. That's the game. That's the system. That's something that they are just living because they're not living the truth. They're living on what they believe is factually right. And what's factually right is it's always going to change because when you see someone doing what you think is factually right, you're always going to be adjusting and switching and say, oh, you're not doing it right. You're not doing this right. This dog training 101 right there. Your dog's messed up still because you're not doing it right. If you had the truth, you wouldn't need to do it right. You would do what's good. You would make it happen. But what's right is they want you to do it the way that they do it, the way that they see it, the way they got to make it happen. And it's not going to turn out good. It's just not in the end. And if you do get to a point that this is the most devastating part of all this, if you do get to the point that you are doing better than them, man, they are going to want to destroy everything about you and your existence. They're going to destroy everything about you. everything, absolutely everything. They can't stand to see anybody do anything better than them. They're so small in their mindset. They're so limited in their not looking at the world in an unlimited abundance that they believe that now, because you're doing better than me, I'm now competing with you. And now since I'm competing with you, now I have to do something to make sure that you can't be better than me. These are the people that I've realized that always out here preaching, I know the truth. And I realize that they don't know the truth because they're only out to try to destroy, not try to build. The truth builds. It gets better. It brings better. It brings good in. It brings love in. It brings peace in. But people that ain't living the truth, you can see it because all they want to do is just bring in destruction. Thank you. This dude is almost done with this thing. That's a pretty good sized bird that he's eating. It was probably a good 10 pounds. I'm just going to let him eat that whole thing on his own if he can. But he only eats, everyone will say like, oh, your dog is skinny. My dog is in shape. Someone can say I'm skinny. I got a little gut coming on, but it is what it is. But you good. He's about done now because he's not really focused on it anymore. He's not like eating. It's a little bit too much. But he eats a couple of eggs every day, but a chicken every other day. And he's in what I want to say is like the best shape. This is one thing that I'm still going to say. That still hasn't failed me yet. Doing what it is I'm doing, how I'm feeding my dogs and how I keep them in shape. They may not be like the ideal look, but they are the word I want to use is skinny. My dogs are skinny. My dogs are lean. They're not so much skinny. They're actually pretty muscular for what they are. I still just don't have issues with like, my dog is hurt. My dog is sick. My dog is limping. My dog is this. I just don't have those issues. I don't have a vet issue, is I guess I can say, where I know that a lot of people do. A lot of people, you're like at the vet like 3-4 times a year. To me, that doesn't make sense. It should be 3-4 times a lifetime of the animal, not 3-4 times a year. That's why it's so strange to me. Because now I'm digging deep with like keeping costs way low with them. Because you go to do around here, Tractor Supply. You go to Tractor Supply on, they have things like it's usually every month, sometimes every 2 months, to get your rabies shots. It's like $10. You just take the dogs there and they just give them the rabies shot and I move on. I don't even need to make a vet visit. I don't even want to go to that building facility period for nothing. Nothing. Like it doesn't make sense on how we never used to have them, but now we need them for everything. It doesn't make any sense. We used to just live and we didn't have these issues. I mean, same thing with us as humans, with our physical health. We never used to have all these health issues, but we do today. So just kind of, my mind is saying we're doing something wrong if I need to keep going to the doctor. We're doing something wrong. Something ain't right. So when I'm sitting there talking to folks and they're like, oh, I just took my dog to the vet again and the vet into this and the vet into this and the vet into that. We're doing something wrong because I can't stand if I'm like, I got to make a vet call because of this or because of that. That's like the last thing on my list of wanting. I know it's most people's last thing, but I don't need it because things just don't come. Things don't show up. Things don't come. They don't happen. I keep my dogs in shape so they don't have extra weight that they're hurting their joints and hurting their feet and hurting their anything. They eat just enough and to get absolutely full every single time that they eat. Maybe not like bloated full, but full that they're satisfied. And then we just don't eat. We eat and then we don't eat. I mean, I eat the same way that the dogs eat. I eat once a day, sometimes once every other day. Sometimes if I'm doing my perfect system, I'm eating so it's not 24, I'm eating every 36 hours is what I really, really like to be able to eat. Every 36 hours, and I eat as much as I want. I'll cook myself a 4-pound steak and I'll eat that all 4 pounds to get a pound potato. And I eat that whole pound potato and I eat as much as I want. I can't finish it all, but I cook it like I'm about to eat it. And then my pig is very happy. Thankfully, I got a pig now. She's just the darn cutest. She gets all the extras because I just don't give my dogs I don't give them any cooked food. They don't eat anything cooked for me. Even if it's the meat, I don't peel the meat off. If I do, it's like a very, very rare occasion. That now, especially with the pig, I used to just throw it away. And I just noticed that all these health issues just don't happen, don't come. That's what's weird is talking about the whole truth thing. A vet would say the truth is you need to feed them this food and this diet and this kibble and the dog's going to be healthy. But I don't see that. That may be the facts. The facts on paper, the surveys and the scientific consensus, whatever, says that is right. But I'm not seeing that to be the truth. The truth is they're getting worse. And when I get further into the truth, that's why I got rabbits, because I want to feed them rabbits I'm not sure about. I want to do an even split, but I want to do rabbits more because it's a different meat. It's everything different than what the chicken is, because chicken still, they're, how do I say this? They're considered omnivores, I believe is what it is. So they still eat meat. They basically still eat meat. And so the chickens eat meat. And I want to feed the dog something that only eats just grass. And rabbits eat grass. Rabbits don't eat no meat, period. And that's why I like giving them cows, beef. That's why I like giving them goat and sheep and all these animals. I want to give the dogs those. And I believe that that's going to be like a whole different level of raising the animal. And I'm kind of even my own self contemplating doing that myself. Eating rabbit seems kind of weird, but it's more of they're grass eaters. And I want to eat more of a grass eater than a carnivorous eater. That's why personally me and like pigs, I just can't eat pigs. I don't know what it is. I used to eat them all the time. I used to fry up some, I used to make these amazing pork chops and some really good pork steaks on the grill. My goodness, they were just delicious. They were so darn good. But there's something weird about the pig that it wasn't working for me. And I'm looking at my own truth of what it is that I need to be able to get more healthier, I guess I can say. And that's led me somewhere because I don't have the stomach issues that I used to have. I used to eat a lot of pork. I didn't eat the bacon, but I used to eat a lot of pork, a lot of ham, just a lot of it, man. I love those pork steaks. Like I would have pork steaks probably 3 days a week. Like that's just what I ate. I love those things. Get them from the Walmart. Walmart's the only place that had them, but I know a new place that has them. But they are so good. But it's something, I don't know. Just like the pig, they'll eat anything. I mean, they'll eat cooked bones even. They'll eat it all. And I'm questioning like, what's going on with that? Because that's how dog food is made, the kibble. It's made with everything. There's like roadkill in there. There's horses in there. There's everything mixed in. There's dogs in there. There's everything mixed into that to be able to make that kibble, to be able to make that protein. I forget what it's called. I'll think about it in a second. But being able to make that powdery protein that they make all the food out of. And that powdery protein is the same stuff they make the chicken feed out of. So it's just something weird about that I don't think it's the best for us. I don't think it's the greatest. I don't think that's the best word to use. It's the best. Is it something to be able to get by? Yeah, but it's not the best. The best thing is to straight up eat some beef, eat some goat, eat some lamb, some sheep, some mutton, whatever way you call it. To eat all of that, I believe is the best way to really go. But it's hard because I've been eating a variety. I mean, I love me some chicken, but I've been eating a wide variety of stuff my entire life to just say, we're only going to do this now. And that's the part of what I want to say is it's hard sometimes when you're starting to learn the truth of being able to get into a more peaceful place. You're not living in peace if your stomach is upset all the time. There's just no way. And I realize that about myself. I may have everything look good, bills all paid, everything's going right, but you got this sharp pain in your stomach. It just doesn't want to ever go away. You're hurting. You're waking up in the middle of the night because you got this sharp pain that's there. You're just like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this feeling is. You get this sharp pain in your chest up here that you're like, man, I don't know. It just, you're uncomfortable. You can't sit down and relax because the moment you relax, then it just starts to magnify even more. So you're always living with your body always tense. That's not peace. That's not true. That's not the truth. This dog just ate that whole chicken. But see, how long is this video? I don't even know. 30 minutes, 25 minutes? So it takes my dogs about 20 to 30 minutes to really eat their entire food every day. There's something behind that, I believe, is the process, the sequence of the dog. That we catch, we kill, we eat, and it takes a while to be able to eat it. And I think that's why the dogs get full. Same with me. I catch, I cook, or I clean it, I cook it, I prepare it. It takes me like an hour and a half every day to make my meals, minimum. And sometimes I split it up because I do a little bit earlier and then I cook the meal. There's something behind that. This fast, quick stuff, that's the part where it's like, it's iffy. Because it's like you're feeling your stomach maybe just too fast. You're just doing too much too soon, too fast. When you go to McDonald's, you go to Whataburger, you go to Jack in the Box, you just eat the food, you eat it. And it's gone in a flash. I mean, how fast can you eat these big looking burgers out of these restaurants? It's gone in a flash. And there's something weird about that. There's something really weird about that. Something very strange. I just see so many people do this. So many people especially men out here, guys, do a body check. And you're going to realize like how unhealthy your lifestyle is.